Hi everyone, my name is Jason, and this is a video project I'm doing for my Introduction to Editing and Publishing class. We had to choose a book and create a thesis arguing its significance in the publishing industry or just the world in general. So without further ado, have you heard of the book The Song of Achilles? If you're on TikTok, you probably have. The novel written by Madeline Miller that took 2021 by storm, selling around 10,000 copies per week at its peak, according to an article by the New York Times, and surpassing 1 million copies sold, according to Echo Press's official Twitter. In 2021, the book overwhelmed Book Talk, a subsection of TikTok dedicated to users expressing their book-related opinions, but the book was actually published for the first time a decade earlier in 2011. And on top of that, the manuscript took Miller another decade to write. So, from its conception, it took about 20 years for this book to become a bestseller. Assuming you're unfamiliar with the book, you may be wondering why this is the case. Even if you are familiar with the book, you may still be wondering why it took 20 years for the novel to really blow up. Well, let's start off with what exactly The Song of Achilles is. This is what my copy looks like. It's the first Echo paperback edition, which was published in 2012. The Song of Achilles is a retelling of the story from the ancient Greek epic poem, the Iliad, which tells the story of the Trojan War. Miller's retelling focuses on the relationship between Achilles and his most beloved companion, Patroclus, in Miller's own words. Spoiler warning ahead.
When Patroclus dies in the Iliad and Achilles is just exploded with grief and with rage, I just kept getting stuck on that moment. And I kept reading it and thinking, the Iliad is a poem about death and grief. And yet this death, this loss stands out. And, what was their relationship? Because up to that point in the Iliad, we hear from Homer that Patroclus is the most beloved companion of Achilles, but we don't really see the two of them interacting very much. Patroclus is sort of like Achilles' shadow. So part of what I wanted to do is, who is the man that means this much to Achilles? Achilles has been telling us through the whole Iliad, nothing matters but my reputation. But as soon as Patroclus is dead, that's gone. The only thing that actually matters to him, and matters more to him than his reputation, is Patroclus.
She claims that these two characters and their relationship were mysterious in the original epic. According to Miller herself in an interview with Wendy Smith for Publishers Weekly, I was really interested in those untold stories. So, why is this book so significant? What is it about the book that caused it to become an internet sensation? Well, in the back matter section of the book, multiple pages comprise a glossary which highlight characters from Greek mythology, even characters not mentioned in this book at all. This acts as a guide for readers who may be unfamiliar with the lore of Greek figures, thus making these ancient tales even more accessible and understandable to modern-day, mostly young adult readers. To take it one step further, Miller's actions when writing this manuscript helped to exemplify further her intentions. Miller spent a decade working on the manuscript, and she actually scrapped a finished version 5 years into the process. Miller explains in an interview when and how her epiphany for the rewrite occurred. She stated that, "I had found the voice. It's an epic story, but I wasn't telling it in an epic way. That was the problem with the first version. It was told in an epic way, and Patroclus is a lyric person." She even explained that telling the story from Patroclus' perspective had always been her intention.
And it really was always Patroclus from the beginning. I never thought about Achilles doing it from his perspective or doing another story. I loved the character so much, and part of what I loved about him was the fact that he was a little bit mysterious, that there isn't very much in the Iliad about Patroclus. You see how important he is to Achilles because of Achilles' intense grief when Patroclus dies, but other than that, you just get these little mentions here and there, but they're very tantalizing.
Miller truly wanted to express this retelling in the most authentic way possible, highlighting both Greek culture and mythology alongside an underdeveloped and overlooked gay relationship. This untold story of Achilles and Patroclus highlighted in the novel provides a gripping yet romantic story that exemplifies a dynamic queer relationship that had gone historically overlooked, the type of relationship that the book industry, and the world in general, are finally starting to accept, recognize, and publish. Miller has done an exceptional job of spreading the significance of Greek mythology and culture to a new generation of readers, while also bringing attention to an important relationship that was a part of Greek stories that had gone ignored for a substantial amount of time. So yeah, if you haven't read The Song of Achilles, I highly recommend it. It didn't sell 10,000 copies a week for no reason, that also just goes to show you the power of TikTok and social media as a whole. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.